Hi everyone, welcome back. We're going to call this part 3, and I'll tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to show you how to lace your branches. The reason I do it is it prevents them from slipping. If you were to hang this and use a jump ring and a chain, these may separate, and I don't like it. Oh, excuse me, I'm so sorry. This is my preference. It's not necessary, but I do suggest that you think about it, because it's crazy worth it. So I like to take a piece of wire. This is 24 gauge, the same wire that I actually use to make the tree. I don't measure it in inches. I just go around my project like this, very loosely, and estimate that to be about right. Around it once, make a little mark, and cut my wire. If I have a little bit extra, I save it. I have a container that I have extra wire in case I make a bird's nest or use it for something else. So the way I wire or lace my branches, I call it lacing, wrapping. I like to take my wire, come from the back, come up into my hoop. I always support my work here. Take this, bring it down, same way we've been doing all along. I like to wrap it around my hoop. Bring it up, cross it over. We only have to do this twice, the first one and the last one. Cross it over that wire. Little tricky, but it only takes a minute. Cross it over. Push it down. Did it go over? It did not. It'll take a minute. You can separate it here if that'll help. If it didn't go all the way down, which it may not have, I don't know. Doesn't matter. What you're going to do, actually it didn't, there we go. Slide it up over, wrap it around your hoop one more time, like that. I'm going to use this to cross over the neck of that wire, and it also will help to push this little wire down. Try and do it with the tweezer. I've got it down, and now I'm just going to use this wire to catch it. I'm going to go in between the next branch and pull. Now let's see if you can see. This will pull right down over that little wire. It's not there anymore. Bring it up. I like to put my finger there. We're going to go around every single branch. Just pass it down like this. Now we're going to cross over. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. The neck of this branch. Like that. Bring it up. Always hold on to your work. And now we're going to cross over this one. Bring it down. Doesn't take long, but it will make sure that they don't do this. See how these move? These do not. That's what lacing the branch does for me. And it also looks pretty. Doesn't make a big mess, like wrapping it around and around. And give it a pull. Bring it up. Go to the next one. Like this. Push it down. Make sure it just goes right across that wire. Pull it and bring it up. I'm sorry. Sorry, guys. I can't edit and I can't get rid of this cough. I've tried. I've been sick for a while, but unfortunately it comes at the worst time. Bring it up and cross over the next wire. I try to clear my voice so that you can hear me. And I'm sorry, but if you can't handle this while I heal, there's nothing I can do for you. I have to talk and explain myself. And I don't know how to edit, so you have to just excuse me. And bring it up. And cross over the next one. That's what it is. It's a series of just wrapping it around and around over every single little wire. Now I notice right here, this wire that I tried to push down with the tweezer, when I cut it, didn't go down. Put this on top of it and give it a yank. Sometimes it'll help, sometimes it doesn't, but it doesn't catch, so I'm not worried about it. So this is multifunctional. And as you can see what we're doing, we're just going around every single branch, just like this. And we'll do it again. Now, notice these move. If I try to put a jump ring and a chain there, they will separate. And that's not how I want it to look. I've already made it the way I want it to look. And this is how I want it to look. And they don't move. See, this is the difference. They don't move. I can force them to shape my tree, but these, my friends, if you try to put a jumper and a chain in there, it's going to separate and it's not going to look as pretty as it did when you made it. That's why it's worth it to me to protect my work. Again, I see a little wire, doesn't catch, but I'm going to try and put that on it and give it a little pull, and that little wire is now gone, like magic. Now, if you have a space there that you don't like, move your little wire until you get it where you like it. I like that. Bring it up and go across the next one. With every one that you do, you have a chance, before you wrap it, to adjust your branches so that they don't do that without you wanting them to. Just like that. Little spaces are good. They're actually beautiful, but when they move and you don't want them to, that can ruin your work. So that's why I do it. For me, it's not a waste of time or wire. It's securing the project that I just put my time and effort into making for someone, for some reason, as a gift, or just for myself. I want it to look as pretty tomorrow as it does today. I'm getting near the end. If it does that, just push it back down. It'll be fine. Just like that. Now they don't move. These ones do. You see this one? I don't like that. When I'm done, in 1 minute, that will no longer happen. Now, you see this? This can break. It's putting pressure on this thin little wire. Slide it where you want it. Take this lace branch, go over that, just like that. Give it a little pull. Go back. Pass it back through. It's like a back stitch. Give it a tug. Bring it up. Cross it over. And clip it off. Now, if you see that little wire, which I do, push it down. Now, it doesn't move. Do you see that? It doesn't move. It's not going to slip. It's not going to catch on you. It's not going to ruin your curtains. They're not going to separate when you hang it or you put a jump ring in there. It's exactly the way it's supposed to be. The way I made it. The way I intended it to look when it was done. So that's part one of my embellishing. Now that my branches are all secure, and I like the way this looks, I'm not done yet. You have to find a way to hang it. And the way we're going to do that. And this is why we put the lace. Because these little things right here, these little jump rings, they can be trouble. They can make a space that you don't want. So we're going to use jump rings and a piece of chain. This is paper clip chain. I've cut 2 pieces the same length. And I've put a jump ring in the center. For the reason I did that is so you can hang it in a window with a ribbon or a suction cup, however you want. And the chain, if you do it without it, it's going to end up like crooked. It's just the type of chain this is. If you don't like this chain, find a different one with just links, and that'll work for you as well. This is what I have, so this is what I use. So I'm just going to eyeball it and figure where I would like my chain to attach. And sometimes I can get it on the first try, and other times I'm not so lucky. So I want it to look something like this. So I'm going to put my little jump rings in a spot that I think that it belongs. Not in there. Maybe right here. Put the jump ring. I'm going to put my chain. I'm going to take my... I'm going to show you the right way to do this. And make noise. This is the right way. I don't always do it the right way. To close your jump ring properly, I just don't always do it. You need 2 pairs of pliers and grab them each on one side and twist in opposite directions. And you hear that little click? Your jump ring is now closed perfectly. Sometimes I use one and squish and it works, and sometimes it doesn't. It's a risk you gotta take if you're not gonna do it the right way. You never do it the right way. I do, but not always. Okay, so now I have to decide. I think it would look good here. If you use a different kind of a chain, doesn't matter. It will probably hang easier than this paperclip chain. It's what I have, so I use it. If I was going to do it the wrong way, which I'm not, I would just grab onto this like this. I'm going to do it the wrong way. And just squeeze it, and it doesn't always click perfect. So then you have to mess around with it, like I always do, because I didn't do it the right way. But I showed you the right way, and that's not the right way, but it worked. So now we have something that looks like this. Okay. I probably should have done that the right way. It's a little not round. It's okay. I'll go back and take care of it later. I just wanted to show you the right and wrong way. Now that looks like that. One of the other things I like to use are these little pendants. Now, I put a playlist with things that I use. I like these a lot, and I use them often. What I like to do is take this little pendant. They're not expensive, but they're quite pretty. I like to put a jump ring and close it. Because I want it to lie this way. If I don't put a jump ring first, it's going to lie like this with this line on the front. That's not the way it belongs. Now I take another jump ring, and in the root, I count 6 over and try and separate them. Okay. This one's going to be difficult because I crossed over the wire, which is fine. When I put the wires on my branch, I noticed one crossed over before I twisted it. And I tried to fix it, but it'll still fit in there. Usually you can get a nicer space than that. I don't sweat the small stuff. But it can be a little challenging to get this little jump ring in perfect. I'm not perfect. I don't even try to be. Okay, now, like I said, this can be challenging. For me, maybe not for you. Sometimes I can get it through the front and not the back. There, I think that should do it. Just like that, if I can get it on. Pass that jump ring right through. There we go. And now, I like to put my little pendant on. And I'm going to close that little pendant with this jump ring. Perfect. And that is the end of this project. So, now you know how to make a tree of life in a bracelet. And you spent a few hours with me, and I hope that it was fun, and I hope that you like it, and you share it, and you make it, and you let this little tree be part of your life, part of your gift giving. part of your sharing, part of who you are. Tree of life never dies. Thank you, my friends, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Bye, guys.